Just what the world needed, right? Another Chromebook. And yet, here I am, reviewing my sixth one in about as many months. Still, there's a reason I'm testing Samsung's newest model, the 11-inch Chromebook 2. It's because it replaces what for the longest time was our favorite Chromebook, the one Samsung released all the way back in 2012. This new edition costs the same, at $250, but it's purportedly better in almost every way. The battery life is longer, the design is nicer, and the performance should be stronger, thanks to a new Intel Celeron processor. As we know, though, 2 years is a long time, and indeed, Samsung now has much more competition than it used to. For $250, you could get Sammy's new entry-level Chromebook, or you could also go with models from Acer, ASUS and HP, just to name a few. Is Samsung still the best after all these years? Samsung's entry-level Chromebook isn't perfect. What with its washed-out display, limited RAM and lack of a full-size SD slot. Despite those shortcomings, though, it's still a solid choice, thanks to its premium design, comfortable keyboard and long battery life. So, while shoppers have plenty of good options at this price, you can't go wrong with what Samsung has to offer. This might be Samsung's lowest-end Chromebook, but you wouldn't know it from looking at it. The unit we have here has the same design as the higher-end 11 and 13-inch models, complete with a silver, faux leather lid and fake stitches along the perimeter to make it look more like the real thing. The truth is, you'd never actually mistake this for real leather, but it's nonetheless an effective design choice, although the lid is really just plastic. It looks far more premium than your typical plain Jane Chromebook. Make no mistake, though, I don't recommend Samsung's Chromebooks purely for aesthetic reasons. I also really appreciate the company's approach to keyboards. Considering this is a relatively thin, 0.66-inch thick machine, its keys are actually relatively cushy. Ditto for the 13-inch version. That model has springy buttons too. In any case, this is great news for anyone who expects to spend a lot of time in Gmail and Google Drive. And it's definitely something you'll want to keep in mind as you're comparison shopping. Most of their Chromebooks I've tested have flatter, shallower keys. As a bonus, the touchpad also works smoothly. No issues at all with single-finger tracking. The display is also nice enough, though hardly noteworthy. Whereas the 13-inch model has a full HD, 1080p screen, the 11-incher I'm reviewing here tops out at 1366 x 768. That's standard resolution for a laptop this size and price. I wouldn't have expected any better. The quality is also average. A 200 nit matte finish panel that does a good job reflecting glare, but doesn't provide especially wide viewing angles. All in all, then, a pretty mediocre display, but it is worth noting that this is the same screen used on Samsung's other 11-inch Chromebook, which currently sells for $50 more. So, if you're looking at the two variants on the company's website and aren't sure which to pick, that's something to keep in mind. For $300, you're getting the same exact viewing experience that you would for $250. Taking the tour of the rest of the machine, you'll find that the port selection matches what you'll get on competing Chromebooks, mostly, anyway. On board, we have two USB ports, one 3.0, one 2.0 and HDMI socket and combination headphone/mic jack. The one difference is that Samsung still uses a micro slot to augment the 16 GB of built-in storage, not a full-size one. If you just intend to load up your card with music and videos and then keep it in the machine, it doesn't matter so much what the format is. But, if you happen to shoot photos with a stand-alone camera, you might be disappointed by the fact that you can't just remove your full-size SD card and stick it inside the laptop. Finally, if you flip the notebook over, you'll find a pair of 2-watt speakers on the bottom side, which produce reasonably loud sound. I mean, let's be clear, if you want really good audio, you should look at the Toshiba Chromebook instead. But the sound quality here is still good enough for streaming to PC while you work.